Okay, we're up. Saying stream starting soon. We still got 6 minutes. Okay, so I think let's start with all the what's. At least we can get into the qualifying before they actually start the qualifying. Okay, so I'm going to start off promo video. Here we go. Too silent. They thought we were gone. That we had fallen behind. But in the dark, we've been preparing. We've sharpened our skills. We've refined our craft. And now, we're back. A new era begins. 6 weeks of racing. 2 different formats. Sprint racing and 75-minute races. 6 tracks. Nürburgring, Germany. Kalami, South Africa. Monza, Italy. Silverstone, Great Britain. Barcelona, Spain. Spa, Belgium. SARCO Season 1 2025. Brought to you by Lekker Rubber with NAG. Supported by MSI, ALM Solutions, VA Auto Repairs and Celtic Tuning Midrand. SARCO, the way sim racing should be. Audi car owners looking for top-notch car service and repair without breaking the bank? At VA Auto Repairs, we're the VW and Audi specialist you can trust. Our expert team ensures quality repairs and maintenance with a guarantee of satisfaction. From brakes to engine overhauls, we can handle it all. Your car is in good hands. RMI approved, we deliver excellence at fair prices. Your safety and satisfaction, our top priorities. Book your car service today. Visit our website or call 011 315 4001. And don't forget to quote SARCO when making your booking. Good evening, everybody. Yes, the mics are on. I'm double checking. We're all good. Mr. Patterson, good evening. I trust you're well.
I am indeed, sir. Thank you very much. I wasn't sure if you were freezing up there or if it was live, but yeah, good to be back. Here we are at Wednesday, Circuit de Barcelona, or Barcelona, Catalonia in Spain. And we're back to the sprints this evening, so it's going to be an evening full of action and hopefully good competitive racing.
And the sprint races always get us a little bit nervous up front. We know that Barcelona is also quite a tight turn 1 into turn 2, long turn number 3. But once we get through 6 and 7, it's generally safe and we can get on with the racing.
Definitely. Look, I'm not a fan of the track, I'll be honest, but it's steeped in history, been the circuit since 1991. F1 races, endurance races, GT races, similar to Spa. It's a proper driver circuit, and you've obviously got to get all the sectors hooked up to get a quick lap round here. But I think we should see some good racing this evening.
And we know that the BOPs are sorted. We know that the Mustang is pretty speedy in a straight line. Lots of direction changes on this track. So we do think that some of the smaller wheelbase cars will definitely come into play. The Ferraris are going to do well, and let's not forget Christoph's Honda. That thing's going to do extremely well here this evening.
Indeed, yeah. You've got that definitely right. I think there's enough. The second sector, the middle sector, and then the little chicane right at the end in the third sector. It's a timing track. It's a flowing track. Yes, there's a long straight, but it's a trade-off. So I think the big Fords are going to have their hands full this evening with the competitors. And there's a bunch of them. We got a bunch of Ferraris there this evening. The Honda, as you said, from Christoph. One or two Astons are there as well. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
And just in terms of that Mustang, we know that Philip Menard, he's going to be the one who's going to be watching whether there's going to be some interesting dives into turn number 1 to hopefully just take that advantage away from him. But again, we've also got that 1 lap qualifier, and we have seen Philip hash it up the first race he did with us. So anything is still possible. So we'll definitely have to wait and see. See that the time is about to click over, so let's just jump over and let's start seeing what's happening in the qualifying. We know the qualifying is going to be hot and happening, but at least we can see some of the drivers coming out of that last corner and making that mad dash down the straight.
Yep, so just to prepare you all with the 1 lap qualifying, running Dylan's rig this evening, and he's got a clever bit of kit running there and software that helps us to see the cars coming. So we should be able to cover the times. We'll do our best to read the lap times as they come over the line to you. But again, the other curveball here is the second qualifying, which will be a night race. So we all know every track is different at night, and I think we're going to see that happen again here.
And see quite a number of cars getting out and trying to get that qualifying done and dusted quite early. So little double tap of the button there, and I remembered in my notes here, Alan, is that I need to be sharing a screen with you.
Yes, sir.
So at least you're able to see. But we do currently have some drivers out on track. We will grab them shortly.
First man on track at the moment is Jude Neville. So car number 6, he's out in the Ferrari, and Vietia Buerta right behind him in his Mustang. So that's the current sequence that's on track. Next up, and they're going through the first sector. They've just gone into the second sector. So we should be able to catch up with them shortly. I think we're currently sitting in St. John. There we go. So Jude Neville, he's the sweeper. He's the first man out on track, and on his way through the down the back straight, as it is known, and now into the third sector. Very tight, very twisty little end to this lap, and some good car control required to keep the car on the racing line here, not run too wide, especially through this last tight chicane. This will catch a couple of drivers out, I'm sure.
And see, just behind Jude is that car number 13, VT Buerta.
Yep.
Little weird thing happening there with a little overlay, but let's just get that fixed up. There we go. Behind Vieta coming through the last corner now, we see Etienne Mouton. He actually had quite a good qualifying last week, so I'm pretty sure he would like to get higher up this evening.
Yeah. And I can see also Philip Minot has just come out the pit, so he's in between Vietia and Etienne Mouton. So he is in the start of his quick lap. But I'm keeping my eyes on Jude Neville as he goes into the second sector, and all looking good. We'll also see if drivers do abandon their laps because they've done a track cut, because you only get one shot at this. So We'll try and keep you as up to date as we can. We have a very full grid here this evening, by the way. 30 cars currently on track. well, not all of them, but 30 cars entered, and this is going to be thick and fast. Jude Neville now going through the last sector. Dill, if you want to just update the stream so that the timing sectors are showing on the tower.
That I can do.
Thank you, sir.
There we go. So Jude Neville now coming out of turn number 16. It is a full send. I hope that that car was within the limits. He crosses line. That's going to put him up into first. Vietibota goes over, and that is second place there for him. Philip Minor first there for him as he does a 1:42. Paul Fenter, he's crossing the line to start his outlap. Or was that Paul? Actually in fifth place there for him. Brandon Kruger next up towards the line, crosses the line and now, and he's going to begin his lap. We saw Brandon Holzhausen, he went out quite early as well, so this should be his lap. There he goes into third place. Next up, coming down, Ruan Heineke. That's third place there for him, just knocking down Brandon and Vietia.
Good lap for Ruan Heineke. Veronis now coming around the final corner, and he comes over the line, and that puts him in sixth place.
Dropping Sanjan and Paul Fenter. That's a cracker lap there for Memo. Daniel de Villiers, he goes into fourth place. Just missed the car going by, but here's Becheri right up behind one of the Ferraris. Becheri's going to go into fifth place. And Timothy Gomez, back this week, didn't join us last week. Crossing line to begin his flying lap. Next up, Chris Heineke in the Porsche. And quite surprisingly, Alan, I've decided that the next ACC race that I do will be done in a Porsche. I must actually show you the SARCO liveried Porsche.
Yeah, what we must do is we must do like a Legends livery kind of challenge to the teams in a specific car if they want, and try and get the guys to do some, because the Porsche family itself has a lot of history in some good liveries right there. Here comes Mr. Christoph, I think it's Pedersen.
Yep.
Yes.
I just want to jump back to Brandon Kruger, so that's third there for him. Not seeing Christoph, so Christoph must be on a hot lap. There he is as he moves over to the right hand side. That's Brandon, and let's Christoph go past. My name's Jeff. He's going to cross the line. Ninth place there for him. Then Gideon Renner crossing the line, currently down in 20th place, beginning his lap now. Johan Blocknote in the Mustang Ford Power, beginning his lap. Next up, we've got Jabulani Mazivandondo in his McLaren. He's
starting a lap.
Starting his lap there. What I was actually going to say is we've actually, we as a SARCO, we have put together some funds, and there is going to be a livery given to Mazivandondo. We have decided that Muzzy needs a livery. Sixth place there for Chris Heineke, and Timothy Gomez actually crosses the line down in 14th place. And my mouse is not playing with me nicely. There we go. Tyler Scott.
Starting a lap. I'll talk to you about that livery.
Fantastic. Right, Musa beginning his outlap now.
And while we wait for the next people, just saying hi to everybody on the YouTube channel. Daniel de Villiers, who was there. Antonio Gamble, good evening. Shouting for Jason. Her boy. I almost got that right.
That was so good. So good. But we saw Christoph Pedersen going into second place, as you were saying. Go, Jason, my boy.
Hey man, I can't go that high. I'm far too old to do that with my voice.
Arena goes into fourth place. We're just moving along swiftly. Sanjan Pillay crossing the line. He's going to start his flying lap now with Johan Blichnout. Fourth there for him in the Mustang. We just managed to get Henry Platt as he crosses the line to begin his flying lap. Next round, Jabulani Mazivandono. I reckon that's been a invalidation on his lap coming back into the pits. Andres Rodeo, that's 13th there for him. That's Muzzy still in the pits.
Aaron Marburg.
19th.
And he goes 19th.
Tyron. There you go. You've just been given kudos for your try there, Alan. Good job.
Thank you.
Chris goes into 13th place. Next up, Jason Farmer. My boy. Flash of the lights there for him to start his flying lap. Jason generally does the last of the qualifiers. Tyler Scott, 21st place there for him. Mahat Musa getting right up against the inside wall.
Oh, he blew it out.
Has he...
He didn't put a lap in.
Didn't get that lap in.
So, next up, car 29, Sunjin Pillay for Alpha One Esports. He is currently in the third sector, and we'll see where he goes. Just behind him, it's car number 10, which is Henry Platt, and then the last car out there, Jason Farmer. But let's see what happens here with Sunjin's time. Comes through that last sector perfectly. Onto the start-finish line. And Sunjin goes into... Oh, great time. Third place.
That's a crack of the lap there for Sunjin. Pretty sure the Alpha Esports guys... Come on! Why couldn't I get that? Henry Platts. 18th form. So that's not a great lap there for Henry. Perhaps just a little bit too cautious. Could have been a little slip of the rear through one of the sectors.
Yeah.
Just one of those things that happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to just thank everybody for their support. As of last week, we have actually grown our subscriber base by an additional 28 people. So thank you.
That's awesome. Right, Jason, on to the start finish. And where's this going to put him? Inside the top 5, I think. He goes 7th. So there we have it. Philip Minnar, 142.537 in the Ford Mustang. Then it's Christoph Peterson with a K in his Honda from LNR. Sunjin Pillay, Ferrari. Jude Neville, Ferrari. And Jay Blichnout in another Ford. That's your top 5. 6th place, Gideon Renner, followed by Jason Farmer. Brandon Kruger in 8th. Ruan Heineke in 9th. And Daniel de Villiers in 10th in the Nissan.
The 50-50.
Chris Heineke, the 50-50. There it is. Look at that. That's a stunning livery. What? Yellow and black. There we go.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Black and yellow.
Aha, you know what it is.
Oh, well done. You had to do that. Right. 11th, it's Chris Heineke in the Soul Porsche by the looks of things. It's that man, Mr. Van Sale. How does it go?
Gerry Van Sale.
Yeah. Gerry Van Sale. Yes. Okay. Wrong one. In 12th place in the Ford, Isham Domingo for Project Vapor in his BMW. In 13th. Brandon Holzhausen and Chris Wall 14th and 15th in Ford Mustangs. Andres Aradia in 16th. Then it's this man, Mr. LaRue.
My name's Jeff.
And he is there in 17th in the first of the McLarens. Darren Miller for PWSR in the second Nissan. Henry Platt in 19th place in his Ford Mustang. And Vietia Buerta in 20th in his Mustang. Further back, we've got Veronas, also in another Ford Mustang, 21st. T. Gomez in a Ferrari, 22nd. Tyrone Marburg in the Soul Lamborghini on track, 23rd. Tyler Scott in 24th. And the rest of the field. So there we go. Right, we're good to go. Sprint race number 1 coming to you from Barcelona.
Ooh, that's one that we missed. That's Sean Herrero not getting that qualifier in.
Really?
because Sean Larue is down in 28th place.
Indeed. And also the other big hitter, Muad Musa, that we said earlier. So a good couple of big hitters down at the back there. Paul Fenter also in 26th. I'm not too sure if he had a moment, or I didn't actually see him out in the Aston. So
let's see what happens. So Louis Serfontaine, I don't know if we said how's it to him. Saying evening, Alan and Dylan. Unfortunately missing the race. Have fun. So I'm pretty sure he's on holiday. Got his feet up, having a bit of a beer somewhere, and enjoying some soccer racing. Some soccer racing entertainment is what this is.
there we go. Brendan Gressel also on the YouTube. How's it? He's shouting for, my name is Jeff.
Nice. And I see that Brendan Gressel has just subscribed. Brendan, thank you so much. Appreciate it. You now take the count as of last week to 29.
And there's biggest, baddest, best. Andy up in Joburg. How's it, buddy?
Yes. Listen, if you've had one or two little beers and you try and say that name quickly, holy cow.
It just rolls off the tongue, buddy.
Biggest, baddest, best. You see, even I can say it now because
there you go.
I'm in control. Okay, 3 seconds, and then we'll start getting the cars to roll forward. Get ready. Coming out through the chicane that turns 14 and 15, and the sequence that rhythm you need to get through there is pretty insane.
It is. And when you're in competition, it's even more difficult with cars left and right.
Oh, this is
right.
Always where my nerves just sit on end. And again, I'm not the one who's racing.
Are you ready, Dol? Here we go. We're waiting for the red lights. 2 columns of cars. There we go. Green. We're off.
And so far, Minor has been able to hold that inside line, but it looks like Christoph is coming, and we see the 2 Mustangs at the back there having a go. Minor moves to the outside, it just closes off. Sanjan tries to have a look up on the inside, and there's massive contact there, and that's going to be Christoph in the middle, getting collected on the way through, and more cars starting to peter down the order as
my word.
We see Philip and Jude up into second place. Well, no, yes, because there's Philip ahead. So Jude in second place with Johan Bloknoot and Gideon Reno in fourth. Brandon Kruger's just moved up 1 position ahead of Chris as he goes around the outside. Chris in the Porsche. Sanjay Pillay now has dropped down to a 7th place. Brandon down in 6th. My name is Jeff in 9th place. Then it is Darren Miller, and that is currently the top 10.
That McLaren LaRue was all sideways. There were 2 impacts actually, one in T1 and then another one round the long right hand of turn 3. Vietia Buerta was caught up in that. He is going again, but he's at the back of the grid. Harry van Sale was caught up in it. Andres Herodio, Gomez, Veronis, and Christoph Peterson going from 2nd. He's now in 26th and busy 24th, and busy slowly coming back through the grid.
But I see Jason Farmer was also part of that collateral damage. He was in 7th place. He is down in 22nd. So a very, very nervous start for the guys as your leader now crosses the line. Philip Minot puts in a 1:47.2. And Johan Bloknoot right on the back of Gideon Reno as they go into a turn and number 1 on the 2nd lap. Whoa!
In the background.
Yeah, I did see it. So Sean Herrero now on the inside with Darren Miller just dropping that place. And that opens up the door. Mohat Musa, he was down in 28th place. He's in 11th. So it's almost as if he literally leapfrogged the 10 cars in front of him and he's now gained some places on track.
I can tell you the LNR boys are going to be going at each other, because that was Chris Wall and Paul Fenter having a coming together in T1. So they basically reduced themselves down to 27th and 28th respectively.
There has been a position change between Daniel and Henry. Whoa, the Mustang going very sideways as they go up into turn number 7.
Ew. A lot of slipping and sliding with that Mustang.
Perry van Zyl on the back of Timothy Gomez. And again, in there you can just see that curb on the outside actually isn't as pleasant as you think. Little move to the inside. Perry van Zyl moves up and unfortunately pushes Timothy to go on the wider outside line there. A driver who has benefit out of some of their contact in the beginning is Tyron Marburg. Why is Andres Rodeo pulling?
Yeah, he's got damage.
It's in Chardon Domingo. Apologies, pulling into the pits. But Tyron Marburg is up into 14th place, and I'm sure he is extremely happy with that. As that BMW just jumps on the brakes to avoid contact there. Sean Rebo battling with Mohat Musa as Mohat gets the inside line through 3, and Mohat should be able to squeeze up on the inside of 4. Sean goes a little bit wide, and the BMW able to hang on there as Darren Miller comes along for the ride. Sean's going to be on the inside, Miller around the outside is going to be able to move up into 11th place. Sean will have to now slot in between Miller and Ruan Heineke behind him.
This was the dice I wanted you to switch to. All happening behind Kerry LaRue in 9th place with Lorero, Musa and Miller, and they are in the thick of it right here. That Mustang is looking very loosey-goosey. And now we come down to the hairpin in the middle of sector 2. Mustang's doing a big send up the inside, hard on the brakes, and both Ferraris going wide. That's Jason Farmer. Oh, he slots in just behind Tyler Scott, and there's a bit of contact, and Tyler's gone around right there. Not intentional. I think Jason just carried a little bit too much pace through there, or more than Tyler was. But on they go.
More single file battles now through 14 and 15. And Akeri right on the back of Memo, who's behind Robert Stoltz. That did not.
Perry van Zyl catching the tail of that Mustang. See if we've got a replay. Do we have a, we do. Here we go. So into the sector we go. Tyler Scott just up ahead, recovering in his Ferrari. The 2 Mustangs come through the chicane, 1 Ferrari out wide, and the Mustang having to slow down a little bit too much. Perry van Zyl on it, and he taps the back of that Mustang, and round it goes into the pit wall. I didn't see who that driver was.
That was Agamemnon. That was Memo.
Oh dear. Okay.
So the person making the moves and the shaking at the moment is Mohat Musa, currently in 10th place, and he is now closing onto the back of Jeff LaRue. Currently Mohat is doing very similar times to the guys in front, so he might be able to just close up a couple more places before the first of these 2 sprint races are done and dusted.
Dylan, Renault to 2nd place when you can. Oh, there we go.
Yep, I did see that. Gideon on the back of Jude Neville. And both of them doing a 144.1 versus a 144.0. And all that's happening is that with these guys battling, Gideon just having a little show, it's allowing Philip Minot out in front, 142.8. So
race trim.
1.3 seconds or so is currently the pace that he is pulling. We have seen further down, Mohat has been able to get ahead of Jeff. So Jeff now down in 10th place and Mohamed Musa up into 9th position. But there's still this... what?
The wall fenter. He outbraked himself or missed it. He did hit the wall. So that's Paul in the wall again. Unfortunately, he's had a very bad time of it. Let's watch this replay as they come down the main straight. And he is following his teammate Chris Wall's Mustang as they're trying to go up the inside of the two Ferraris. And I think they get to the braking zone and Paul misses it completely by the looks of things.
Oh, yeah. That was close. Holy cow.
That was super close. Oh dear. Bad luck for Paul. This is not a good night for him or the LNR boys at all.
Well, that's the beauty about this racing, is there is one more chance. Even though we do go into the night, we are able to just recover from some of what's going on.
Looking at Rowan Heineke here, who is right behind Darren Miller's Nissan, and behind him Sean Loureiro coming along in his Mustang. It's a good looking livery, that Dylan.
Thank you very much. You should see it in the Porsche.
So I can tell you Paul has retired to the pits for round one, as has Timothy Gomez and Vietia Butt. They're sitting out this heat, but we'll see them in the second heat later. On board with the Nissan of Darren Miller as he's chasing Harry LaRue's McLaren around the long turn 3. It's a great camera angle, this, isn't it? Gives you a good angle, good speed.
That's the one I'm looking for. There we go. Because that's Rowan Heineke chasing Darren Miller, and Darren Miller right on the back of Jeff's... whoa, that was a lot closer than I expected. But it does look like Jeff McLaren is pretty squirrely. Just not able to get that power down as seamlessly as he wanted to. But it does look like these three are starting to pull a gap between themselves and Sean Loureiro down in 13th place.
Oh, up ahead, that is Mohamed Musa doing a big send down into the hairpin. So Mohamed Musa, and he has gone past Sinjin Pillay. So he goes up into 9th. Sinjin comes down one position.
There we go. The textbook moves to the inside. Sinjin has to give way, and off Mohamed goes up the order and puts himself up into 8th place.
And a great clean pass there, showing how it should normally be done.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Darren Miller now right under the wing of Jeff LaRue as we look at Christoph Peterson on his recovery. He goes up the inside of the McLaren of Marburg, at least of the Lamborghini of Marburg.
But that little Honda is pretty racy in a straight line. Marburg trying to get up on the inside, up behind for the slipstream advantage. And it looks like that that Lamborghini ran away from the Honda.
Yeah, but Christoph's carrying a lot of damage from that T1 incident. He got hit and he got T-boned, so his aero is going to be, his aero package is not working, and he's got no straight line speed. A lot of changes happened up here. So Ruan has gone past, Miller has gone past, Harry LaRue's gone back 2 positions and is now falling in the clutches of the Mustang. Here's the replay.
That's Jeff.
Miller went through at T1. Jeff, sorry. And then Ruan doing a send up the inside, and he makes a nice clean pass. So Jeff struggling with the grip and downforce in the McLaren. And next up, it's going to be Sean Loureiro who's going to be looking at taking that position.
And I wonder whether it's got something to do with the tires, perhaps, because he's definitely not looking comfortable, because he has opened himself up now to Sean Loureiro, who's possibly going to set up a pounce and hopefully move up the order with Daniel de Villiers behind in his 50-50.
I was just going to say that. So he's had a big moment and incident somewhere. He was up in 5th or 6th place earlier and we missed it, but he's all the way down in 14th. Even I couldn't pick it up on my replay system, so I'm not too sure what happened. But the whole right-hand side of that, the black side of that 50-50 paint job is all scuffed up.
Gideon Renner still trying to look for a way around Jude Neville, and then just behind them are the two Ominous Gaming, Johan Blichnout and Brandon Kruger in their Mustangs, trying to chase down the two Ferraris ahead of them.
Gideon Renner is the quicker of the two cars in that earlier dice for second and third. He is applying heaps of pressure. Looking at Ron Heineken as he chases Darren Miller. And in the background you can see the rest of the pack coming.
And we can, just wanted to jump here to Daniel because his last lap, Jeff did a 146.7, so Jeff is definitely struggling and is slowly but surely falling down the order, because behind Jeff we do have a Daniel, but behind him is Henry Platt. Henry Platt looking for that opportunity, and the two drivers behind definitely going quicker than my name's Jeff at the moment.
Yeah, Jeff definitely struggling. Here we are with Harry Van Sale in his Mustang and Chris Wall in the very beat up LNR Mustang, and I think Kerry's going to look for a way by. A lot of cars out there are looking very second hand.
I was going to say they do seem like this is going to be a level pegging fight, because both of the bonnets of those cars seem pretty similar, so it looks like they've taken the similar amounts of damage. Well, there has been it looks like Daniel was what's happened here.
No, he had a look. There was a little bit of a tap, but he never got past him. Fell back in line through T1, and he's going to try and make another plan to get by that McLaren. Daniel, there you can see the black side of that Nissan is very scratched up, so he's had a huge moment somewhere. Guaranteed has hit a wall or something, and I'm sure his aero package has also been hurt.
So we will come back to that, but we don't want to give anything away from the man out in front who avoided the comings together of P2 and P3, and he has got himself an 11-second gap as Philip Minot. That's wide. That should be a little little warning there, saying listen, that is a warning, because this track and your track cuts, they're definitely not friendly.
Second and third place still at it, and the two Mustangs just behind, Kruger and Blichnout, also still at it, as we see then go down the main straight. And Gideon Renner just can't find a way. Jude is doing an awesome job at defending his position. Does have enough pace to stay ahead there, but the gap has been like this since a few laps back, and the Mustangs are now closing in on the back of Gideon Renner.
So Jude did a 44.3, Renner did a 44.4, Kruger did a 44.1, and Blichnout did a 44.9. So it's actually Kruger and Blichnout did swap positions, because Blichnout was ahead the 2 laps ago. But now with Kruger getting ahead, it does look like Renner's going to be under a little bit more pressure. Where he was the one doing the hunting, he's now going to have to be doing the defending.
And Brandon Kruger is close right up. He is right there behind Gideon Renner. So I'm sure we're going to see a move soon. If his Mustang isn't too hurt or damaged, he'll have a lot of straight line speed. And if he can get a good pull out of the last turn for the long straight, I think we'll see a move going into T1 on this lap. On board now with the big Ford Mustang. Been a lot of comments verbally voiced by people, including the legendary international streamer Jardir, complaining bitterly about this car's power, and that it definitely needs something, some attending to. But there's the other side of the coin where people are saying it's terrible in the rain and it's only on point in certain tracks. but it does have a lot of top speed and a lot of pull. As we watched them come down the straight, he got a good drive there, but he didn't get any closer to the Ferrari.
And that's exactly what I was going to say, is it looks like the Ferraris got so well out of that sector. Oh, as we say that Jude Neville gets a little bit squirrely, is that the Mustang has to, it doesn't change direction really well, so the Ferraris are able to get that car settled way quicker, get that power down earlier through 16, and essentially carry that speed.
Just for the viewers, the latest BOP update that we got from overseas, we have the Ford Mustang carrying an additional 11 kilos, but the Ferraris that we're looking at in this DAS are carrying an additional 19 kilos of ballast.
Sure.
So there's a lot of weight being added. The other big change that I can see, the Nissans have 8 kilos removed from them. But that's pretty much the main thing. 19 kilos added to Ferraris, and the Ford carrying 11 kilos.
So while that little battle is happening a little bit ahead, I was going to say that Chris Haneke has kind of slotted himself in 6th place and hasn't really had too much of a challenge. But he does have Brandon Holzhausen in 7th place, who has now started closing up the gap and giving himself a second. Another person who's now, I say inverted commas, gone quiet, Sanjan Pillay, 8th place. So he's got cars 4 seconds ahead of him and then 2.5 seconds behind, as Sean Herrero is now right on the back of Darren, with Ruan Haneke now behind Sean. So it looks like they've had their own swap of positions there as well.
Yeah, Lorera's made up a position over Ruan Haneke, so yeah, they come onto the start-finish line. Darren not carrying any residual damage that I can see, and but yeah, you can see the Mustang closing in on that Nissan as they come down to T1, and into T1 they come, and you can see the gap between the Mustang and the Ferrari now. It's quite a large gap there.
And it looks like Darren had to get on the brakes. Daniel had to get on the brakes way earlier than Sean, obviously understanding that it is older technology.
No, that's Darren Miller.
Darren.
Yeah.
Oh yes, okay, obviously we sure.
Daniel De Villiers has now managed to get past Gerry Leroux and back into 12th, and he is trying to close down on the back of Ruan Haneke.
Gerry van Sail, Jeffrey Leroux.
Oh, I give up. You called him. Sorry, gentlemen.
Jason Farmer looking for a way ahead of Henry Platt as they come up through turn number 9 and then down this little hill section into the hairpin at a T number 10. And Jason just not able to find an opportunity, but there's something happening up front here because Jude has just been tagged.
Quick replay here. Yeah, let's see what happens. And through the final sector, and indeed there's a little tap as they come into the complex. Oh, 2 taps there by the Ferraris, and the Mustang scores out of all of that.
And then that's
overcorrect and saved it, but he did hit the wall. So Blichnout goes up in. Brandon Kruger goes up into 2nd place. Gideon Renner in 3rd, and Jude stays in 4th. Now Blichnout having got past Jude as well.
Yeah, so it was quite unfortunate there for Jude. That initial contact coming from Renner, losing out, and then essentially having the 3 cars that were behind him now just moving up. Still lots happening down here because Sean Herrero now putting lots of pressure on Darren Miller, who is pulling Ruan Haneke. But if you look in the background, Daniel De Villiers is starting to close up. Is that he did a 1 second quicker than the 3 drivers ahead, so he's definitely coming to play and make this a 3-way horse a 4-way horse. And if Sanjan's not careful, Sanjan's going to have to increase his lap time, because even though the 4 behind are squabbling and battling, they're still going a second quicker than Sanjan. Yeah, that's something you definitely don't want, is a battling pack creeping up behind you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you find yourself, instead of just finishing your own race, you now start fighting with another 4 drivers.
We got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this, the first sprint race here. I also want to just point out, when the cars follow like they are in this group, you are pretty much dictated your lap time by what the car ahead is being done. So the previous lap for these drivers, Gideon Renner in the Ferrari, he did a 1:45.0, but Blichnout behind him a 44.8 and Jude Neville a 45.7. So that's all going on as we now look at Daniel de Villiers, who did a big send and got past Ruan there. Yeah, it is all happening in the last dying moments here.
He was able to just get that car turned in, and now is starting to hunt for the fellow GSR driver ahead, Sean Herrero.
I'll tell you what, Sean's not looking too stable with that Mustang, Dylan. He is also very all slip and slidey, so the Mustangs don't seem to have a lot of track grip as we look at, I can't see the names here.
Jason Farmer up against Henry Platt. Jason looking for a line on the inside, but not enough space there. And just ahead is, my name is Jeff, is looking for, oh, that was a backmarker that he is now catching and overtaken. So Jason just making a little bit of a mistake there, so just losing a little bit of way there. Chris Wall moving himself up into 17th place, having just overtaken Tyron. But Tyron still doing an absolutely fantastic job here, having qualified down in the 20s or so, has been able to get himself.
Commentator's curse, Dylan. What are you doing?
What did I do? Sorry, Tyron. But you got one more lap to keep it together. Etienne is behind you, so hang in there, son, hang in there.
Philip Minnar now going through the middle sector, and he is up the road by almost 20 seconds with Brandon Kruger in second place. Gideon Renner about a second back in third, Blichnout in fourth, and Jude Neville your top 5 at the moment. Brandon
looking for one last attempt. We did say that he was closing up onto the back of Chris Heineke, and currently this is now got Chris on his toes, because Brandon's going to be looking for that opportunity most definitely. Where is our race leader? They're coming out of the last corner now. So Philip crossing the line to take first place. Brandon Kruger moving up and coming through the field, currently in a second place, and just behind him is Gideon Renner. Behind him is Johan Blichnout and Jude. An absolutely fantastic drive there for Jude, and unfortunate coming together there earlier on, or a couple of laps ago. Chris comes home in a 6th with Brandon in 7th. Next up, Sanjan Pillay in 8th place. Darren comes home in 9th with Sean Herrero in 10th. Daniel Villiers in 11th. Ruan 12th. My name's Jeff in 13th place. Henry Platt through the last corner, able to keep Jason Farmer at bay. Jason in 15th place. Then it is Christoph Pedersen. He crosses the line in 16th with Chris Wall through turn number 16 at the moment, crossing the line in 17th place. Then it is Gerry van Zyl. Emphasis on Gerry. He crosses the line in 18th. Tyron 19th. And Etienne 20th place there for him. Tyler Scott will finish in 21st with brother-in-law Robert behind him. 22nd place. Sham Domingo, not a great result there for him, but he's going to come home in 23rd. Andres Rodeo 24th. Memoir comes home in 25th. Then Jabulani in 26th. Mohat Musa, 27th place.
Yeah,
What
he
happened
went
there?
in the pits. Yeah.
Paul Fenter,
Was,
retirement, as well as Timothy and Vietia Botha.
yeah. Okay. There was a lot of action. There was a lot of door rubbing, a lot of mirrors, a lot of slipping and sliding in that race. Toki on YouTube, his name is Jeff. I keep on getting it wrong, I know. And he caught you out there with the curse, so you busted. Sorry, Dill.
Sorry, Tsarin.
Yes, as you put the camera on him, bish, you put the laser in his eyes and he lost control.
Yo. Anyway.
All right, there we go. I think we might go for a fast ad break now, and we'll be back for the night race.
That we are indeed. Audi car owners looking for top-notch car service and repair without breaking the bank? At VA Auto Repairs, we're the VW and Audi specialist you can trust. Our expert team ensures quality repairs and maintenance with a guarantee of satisfaction. From brakes to engine overhauls, we can handle it all. Your car is in good hands. RMI approved, we deliver excellence at fair prices. Your safety and satisfaction, our top priorities. Book your car service today. Visit our website or call 011 315 4001. And don't forget to quote SARCO when making your booking. VA Auto Repairs, your trusted partner in vehicle care. Sorry for the slight delay in getting the picture up. My mouse is not playing games, it's jumping all over the place. But I have ordered a new one so that I'm able to not have this problem for next week. So thank you everyone for your patience. So we are going into the next 2 minutes free practice just before we go into the next qualifying. And Alan, an absolutely crazy start. We haven't had a big contact like that
in a while
since Monza.
Yeah. Since Monza. Well, this is what we expect from the sprints, although we don't really expect this amount of contact, but with only 25 minutes in the race, the guys are definitely trying to take positions. And I think unfortunately this is going to involve a good couple of hours of your personal time and capacity going through a couple of incidents, Dylan.
And that is part of the issue, is that as soon as it is from the beginning, you're just creating this massive concertina effect. And considering you got another 30 cars flying down the road, wanting to get through the same piece of road that you're currently on, definitely doesn't make it any easier for anybody. No,
I'm sure, man. Anyway, we got 50 seconds, give or take, until we tick into the night qualifying. And again, we're going to try and bring you the guys as they come over the line. I'm sure we can all put $100 down that we're going to see Philip Minnaar. Although I have gambled before and lost, he might make a mistake. As I keep on saying, at night time, the track looks completely different. You miss a lot of reference points, your braking points change, and you rely very much on your headlight and muscle memory. But even the best make a mistake. We've seen it happen with Philip before. So let's see what happens as we prepare to go to Barcelona Circuit de Catalunya for round 2 of this sprint series.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And the beauty about the night time is that some of the cars, we hear that they operate slightly better in the dark. So we'll definitely have to wait and see. But let's just see if I can't just help with what's happening in terms of that screen coming through.
All good. Right, so I can give you an update. Jason Farmer is the first man out. So he's going first this time instead of last like he did in the first round. we'll keep our eyes peeled and let you know as and when they go. Behind Jason Farmer is Jude Neville, so he has just gone out. Then it's Etienne Mouton on track, and then T. Gomez and Paul Fenter, who is out early in the Aston as well to try and get a good time in. But the first man that we will eventually see when he comes over the start line will be Jason Farmer. Coming out the pits, it's Stoltz. So he is just left, and then it is Sean Loureiro. So that's your first batch of 6 or 7 cars. Chris Heineke has come out in the Porsche, as has Andre Sorodia in his BMW. Next up is Christoph Peterson leaving the pits. And that's it for the moment. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cars out, 20 cars still sitting in the pit lane. Oh, a telefib. Next car coming out is car 35. That's Varonis. And then it is Brandon Holzhausen. Right. Jason Farmer coming around the last turn, and he is about to start his first flying lap. And he's going to have to deal with maybe a bit of traffic. No, he's clear. And so he's the first man to start a flying lap. Doesn't this look fantastic at night with the lights on and the reflections and the exhausts and backfires? Dylan, it's an awesome game when you look at it like this.
I definitely love it at night. It is such a pretty game to look at. I've just had to reconnect some of my stuff quickly, because with my mouse jumping around, I pushed a button and it closed my ACC TV. But it is back. It's like, some of the stuff that we have to deal with behind the scenes. So,
Antonia Gamble on the YouTube, let's go for round 2. So she's ready, and Jason is delivering. He's the first man out. So far looks good on his lap. Hasn't done anything untoward or out of the ordinary. I'm expecting lap times in the mid to low 144s until we see the man himself come around in his Mustang. But for now, this will be the first time going up on the board, and let's see where Jason puts himself.
Okay, so just checking who's coming out the last corner. Agamemnon Verona, so he'll be starting a lap, as well as Jason Holzhausen. My name's Jeff, coming through the chicane complex. Then Jason Farmer will be the first of the drivers that will put up an actual time. And I've got car number 6 right behind.
It's Jude Neville. So Jason goes over the line, a 1:43.7. That's a great time.
That's a
Jude
cracker
Neville
time.
follows. He goes quicker, 43.4. Etienne Mouton coming round, and he goes over the line, and he goes third.
Timothy Gomez goes into a 4th place. Then Paul Fenter, he moves up into third. 43.9. So I'm sure Paul will be happier with that, considering he did catch himself down the order.
Tyler Scott coming through the final complex and this very tight chicane, and he'll be next up to put a lap in. And right behind him, it looks like it is Sean Loureiro. It is. Oh, I think he might have just gone a little wide. He has. Sean Loureiro's blown his lap out, so he's not going to put in a lap. Chris Heineke comes over in the Porsche, and he goes into 4th place. Next up, it is Christoph with a K Peterson in the little Honda.
That was Andre Sorodio, who's just gone over in 5th place. Here comes Christoph Peterson. First for him, 1:43.0.
That's rapid. Right. Varonis through the final complex in his Mustang. And he goes 6th.
Put himself ahead of Andre and Etienne. My name is
Jeff in his slippery, slidey McLaren, and he comes over the line, and he goes 6th. Right, next, it's Isham Domingo for Project Vapor, boys. And he comes through the final chicane. No, it's not.
That's
it is
Gerry van
Gerry
Zyl.
van Zyl.
Kelly goes into a 6th. Here comes Isham Domingo. Crossing line into a 7th. Then Chris Wall starting his lap now.
Ron Heineke next round, final turn. Closely followed by Muad Musa. And they're starting their quick laps now. As is Ruan, I think, as well.
Yeah. Has
Right.
Mohat done it again and invalidated his lap? Because that's him now in 30th, crossing the line and just pulling straight over to the side. So that is 2 laps that Mohat has not been able to convert into a time.
Indeed. Car number 32 goes over the line. I think he's starting a lap.
Yeah, so that
is Tyrone Marburg.
On a lap indeed.
Right, so next we're waiting for car number 14, which is Brandon Kruger, and he is going down the back straight. Mustang makes a fantastic sound. You've got to give it credit for the sound coming out those exhausts. He looks very slow, mind you, so I'd say he's on an outlap.
It sounds like he's riding those brakes, so definitely on an outlap.
Chris Wall for LNR coming through the complex now, so he will be next to put in a quick lap, I think.
There's Chris there for logistical nightmare racing. And just behind him is Gideon Renner.
Chris Wall approaches the line, and that puts him 8th place. Gideon Renner, look, maybe starting a lap?
Yep.
Yes.
Ron Heineke goes up into 4th place, so that's a great time there for him.
Henry Platt around the final curve, and he heads towards the line, and Henry Platt starting a lap.
So we got Tyrone Marburg in the Lamborghini just behind him. There are a couple of cars, so a few cars bunched up, but we should be able to catch them.
Tyrone Marburg over the line, and he goes 15th in the Lamborghini. Then it's car number 8, which is Philip Minnar, and he's starting a lap. Car 29 also starting a lap, and car 12, that's Jan Blichnoot,
starting
also
a lap
starting
now.
a lap. So there we go. Next we can expect car 14, which is Brandon Kruger, and he is now into the 3rd sector and going into the technical windy section of Barcelona, or Circuit de Catalunya, whichever way you want to put it. The circuit lies about 30 minutes outside of Barcelona, the city itself. I have driven past it, but I never went in.
Oh wow. Yo.
Oh, he looked very wide through that last chicane. Let's see if this is going to be a lap. And Brandon Kruger, he does. 2nd place, a 143.2 or 0.3. So good lap there. Next up is car 11. It's Gideon Renner. And Gideon Renner comes towards the line, and he goes into second place. So great lap.
Darren Miller crossing the line. He is now starting his lap with 41 seconds left. He is going to...
Platt. Sorry, next up.
He's going to be pushing that time well into the limits.
Henry Platt goes up to 11th. There we go. Next up, Daniel de Villiers in his Nissan. I think he's starting a lap. He is. So, next to put a time, it's car number 8, Philip Minnar. We expect this will be pole. And it is a 142.3, my word.
Sanjan Pillay, that is a invalidated lap there for Sanjan. Johan Blichnoot crossing the line, 7th there for him. Then we've got Darren coming across to finish his lap, as well as Daniel in his 50-50.
The 2 PWSR boys leaving it right until the last moment.
And in our earlier days, our max time, unfortunately, wasn't the length of an actual lap. And there was a driver that went out, and there was the 1 minute 30 needing a 2-minute lap and did not finish. So we have made sure that the lap time
is sufficient.
Correct.
You mean you chopped him off at the knees?
And it was one of those final corners and not able to qualify.
Darren Miller comes over the line and he puts himself into 10th place. So last man standing is Daniel de Villiers, and he brings the 50-50 liveried PWS on Nissan through the final complex.
Attacking those curbs. That GTR definitely rides the curbs pretty decently as he crosses the line and he goes into a 6th place. And this
we have it.
I was going to say, this is the final
sprint
for the season, because what happens from here is we go to Spa, which is the last race of the season, and it is the double point bonanza.
There we go. So just flying down the grid from top to bottom, Philip Minnaar up in pole position. Next to him, as it was in race number 1, it's Christoph Peterson in the little Honda. Then we have Gideon Renner, Brandon Kruger in his Mustang in 4th, and Jude Neville in 5th place. Pretty similar to the first heat, but a little bit changed around. Daniel de Villiers in 6th in his Nissan. Then it's Jason Farmer in 7th place. Johan Blichnout in 8th place. Then we have Ruan Heineke in 9th, and Paul Fenter rounds out your top 10. 11th place, it's Darren Miller for PWSR. 12th place, it's Chris Heineke in his Porsche. Then we have Gerry van Zyl in 13th in his Mustang. Isham Domingo in 14th, and Henry Platt in 15th place. 16th is Chris Wall from LNR. 17th, it's My Name's Jeff in his McLaren. 18th place, Agamenon Varonas in 18th. 19th, it's Andre Sorodio. And 20th place, Etienne Mouton. Great result for him. 21st, it's Timothy Gomez. Then it's Tyrone Marburg in the Sol Lambo. Sunjin Pillay, he was the first of the non-lap people. And behind him, it's Vietia Buerta, Brandon Holzhausen, Sean Loureiro, Jabulani Matsivadondo, Tyler Scott, Robert Stoltz, and Moat Musa, who are all at the back of the grid. So, again, Sean Loureiro, Moat Musa, a couple of hitters down at the bottom with Sanjay Pillay.
So, once again, our one-lap qualifier takes some of the big names out.
It does, indeed. Round 1 KOs in 2 races for the likes of Moat Musa and a few others. But up at the front, it's very similar how it was in the first heat with Minnaar, Peterson, Renner, Kruger, and Neville all up there. We're going to see what transpires down into T1. I'm sure Christoph is hoping that he's going to get through cleanly this time and try and maintain that second place, or even challenge Philip Minnaar into T1.
I need to try something. Please let this work.
You try something. Whatever you're going to do. Are you going to try and F7 and fly around, or are you doing something else? Oh, you are.
All I want to do is just get that shot where all those lights come on.
This is a remote controlled drone being controlled from Dylan Hall's study as he walks down the grid. And we're trying to maintain control. Here's the cars. There we go. 30 seconds and the engines are firing up. On come the lights. And what a sight to behold. 30 of the legendary GT3 cars here at Circuit de Catalunya. If anybody knows anybody or is in contact with any of the drivers, tell them to flash their lights at us right now. Crickets.
Crickets. Thanks, guys.
Very nice, boys. Right, here we go. We're rolling.
And I thought I actually pulled it off pretty decently.
You did a great job there. That is such an amazing sight to behold. Antonia saying it looks amazing. Thank you, Antonia.
Oh, here we go. The
Here we're going
start
to
of
T1. Yep.
heat number 2. That car in 4th place doesn't have its lights on.
That's a little bit of a game glitch. It looks like it doesn't, but it does.
Green light. Give us
Off we go. Green, green, green. And Christoph is next to Philip as they come down the straight. He is trying to hang in there. He's trying to get a bit of a side draft with the Mustang. The Nissan behind looking up the inside and doing a big send at the Mustang. And into T1 they come. And so far, so good.
Christoph is collected again.
But he's going and he's still there, top 6-ish. But he did get a little bit of a collection. Nissan's flashing away. I think De Villiers is flashing at somebody. Right, onwards we go.
They all look like they're all still going. No yellow flags currently on track. I do see that there are 2 little stragglers behind, but I'm sure they will catch up. Oh, that was just about 3 wide for Fenter, Miller and Blichnote.
Yep,
further down.
at the sorry, that's Muad Musa and Sunjin Pillay right at the back. So they did come together starting from the back, and they're coming back to the field.
Oh, that specific shot is one of my favorite shots of the game, with that in-game camera, when you see all those cars coming at you from the hill.
Into the hairpin. And just up ahead, it's Daniel De Villiers, who is coming under a lot of pressure from the likes of Christoph Pedersen. But we're looking at Brandon Kruger in his Mustang, who has Gideon Renner right under the wing as they come into the final sector. Everything looks good and clean through there. Wow. Gideon Renner's foot to the floor and trying to pursue that Mustang. And look at that as they come down the main straight. Rain of cars. That looks fantastic with the grandstands lit. You got to love it. Into T1 we go. Up ahead, the Nissan looking up the inside, and that's forced Gideon Renner wide into T1. He comes back online, and again Daniel's flashing.
I think he might have had just a little bit of an advantage, having cut the track and started himself ahead. But let's see what's happening further down. Darren getting some pressure from behind Blocknote, but it is also Paul Fenter, who's now in 10th place in his Aston Martin, pushing the Mustang along to say, well, let's get a move on. I've got Ruan Heineke just behind me, who has Chris behind him, who then has this wonderful train of 6 cars behind him. So still very, very close early on, and the guy's just waiting to settle down. Person who's not wanting to settle is the man currently in fifth, sixth. That time I'm just not sure what it wants to do. Is Christoph, having been tagged for the 2nd time in the same corner, trying to fight his way up the order, but not too much damage could have been done there, I don't think.
No, I think he got away with that, and the Honda looking very racy. But
Miller's,
right behind him, it's
Miller's
Jason Farmer.
Down.
Oh, Darren Miller's been turned around in the Nissan. So Miller's been collected as they came into that tight complex. I will see if I can go and see what happened there.
Well, I was trying to catch him, but I've lost it, and we're not going to be able to go back. There's just not enough seconds left there. As Isham Domingo moving to the inside of the Ferrari of Ruan Heineke.
Oh, it was the Aston of Paul Fenter that collected poor old Darren Miller, so turned right at the back.
Isham up on the inside, and one if there was some side-by-side contact, but now there's 3 cars behind him, just about coming together as Ruan now is trying to get out of the way. Chris Heineke is one of those drivers with Unrest Rodeo now moving to the inside.
Ruan Heineke's got his hands full here with Isham up the inside with the BMW. No, that's Andres Heredia, sorry.
It's Andres Heredia, and he's Andres Heredia has pulled himself through with Chris Heineke. He's going to have to go around the outside because that definitely does win Ruan. The inside is Andre does the little cutback and has to just let Ruan go, just not close enough to be deemed side by side there. But absolutely incredible racing there, and a good awareness. Christoph still right behind Daniel de Villiers, who does have Jason Farmer coming through. Jason up one position from where he had qualified.
And Christoph showing some good pace in the little Honda as he follows Daniel through the tight section. Jason coming along with him. Oh, who's this? That's the Mustangs. It's Vietir.
Vietir going a little bit wide, but that's going to have him on the inside. Sean is going to have to just give him space, but that's going to put him on the inside for the exit of turn number 15. Good awareness there for Vietir, knowing that Sean would have to open up, but he does allow him that space. Mohat in 22nd place, looking for a tow on Vietir into turn number 1. And it does look like Mohat is going to be able to get that car turned in and move himself up the order. Some position changes happening here as Ruan Heineke manages to get past Chris. And they fighting with Agamemnon Veronis, who's actually just got ahead of Chris.
Yeah, he went right around the outside of turn 3. And that Mustang hanging on. Just behind you can see... my name is Jeff in his McLaren, getting pushed out a little bit wide. And I think, who is that? It's Etienne Mouton. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. In the red Ferrari. That is Etienne.
It is. So he's made a position up. And Etienne now looking forwards at Chris's Porsche.
But then knowing you've got Mohat Musa and Sean Lerero who are battling each other just 2 places behind, this is definitely going to get very tricky for the couple of drivers ahead of them.
Yeah, Sean Lerero having to brake very hard behind the McLaren, and Mohat Musa having to brake just as hard not to run into the back of the Mustang.
So I can't say seasoned veterans because they're not veterans, but seasoned drivers, Sean Lerero and Mohat Musa. So knowing... Whoa!
That is not the place to go side by side, Eric.
No, but
Jeff?
Jeff has been able to keep that all together. But this just shows how tricky this current phase of the race is, because that is Memo who's chasing Andre, who has then got Chris, Etienne, Jeff, Sean, Sean and Jeff.
Through T1, he outbraked himself, and now they're 3 abreast with Sean Lerero and Mohat Musa. So, yeah.
And it looks like the one who lost out of that is Sean Lerero. Vietir just braking, letting Jeff go, and Jeff's really struggling with that rear. But as we say that, we can see the BMW of Vietir also, the Ford of Vietir is also not able to get that power down and just squirreling around a little bit.
And Sean Lerero busy trying to regain his wits about him and bring the challenge back and take that position. There's definitely going to be a move down into the hairpin as they come around that little kink down the back straight. And Sean Lerero is looking up ahead. The cars are side by side. It is Mohat Musa going past Ferrari. And Sean Lerero goes round the outside, outbrakes himself, and loses about 3 positions. Let's just go back on a replay there. And Sean Lerero is in the back of this train, the white McLaren just up ahead of him. And Vietir brakes, and Sean has to take evasive action and runs deep into the braking points. And that allows that Ferrari to come past of Timothy Gomez.
Yep. So unfortunately there for Sean.
Just an update up ahead. Brandon Kruger has moved into second place ahead of Gideon Renner. Daniel de Villiers is still there, and Christoph Pedersen is right behind them.
So there's Christoph trying to find a way around Daniel. Now 0.4 of a lap time, and these guys are out in front. Philip Minor did a 142.1. His last lap was a 142.5. And you got Kruger doing a 42.9. Renner, who did a 42.8. Then Daniel 43.6. Christoph 43.7. And Jason Farmer a 43.9. So the pace is still fast and furious out front.
Indeed. Coming down into the hairpin, still watching Christoph. Just drop down to 17th, please. This is Chris Heineke in the Porsche, and he is chasing Veronis' Mustang, and he has closed up hugely as they come down to the hairpin. I think Veronis, I don't know if the Mustangs are struggling with their grip. They're not looking as planted as usual, Dylan.
Yeah, must definitely agree with you there. They do seem, as you saw, as Veronis just put their power on the rear, just stepped out a little bit. And I tell you, who is going to be under pressure is Chris Heineke now with Mohamed Musa in that BMW.
Yeah. Moat busy with a drive back of note from the back of the grid, having come together with Sinjin on T1. And Veronis now moving to the pit wall, and Chris following him, and Moat Musa following him to try and break the toe. Moat Musa down into T1. He's up the inside of Chris. Solid on the brakes is the BM, and he sails past that Porsche.
Sure, that was actually a great move, which Moat had already set up. And Memo doing the right thing just to try and break that toe. And
yep,
he's doing an absolute sterling drive there. Is Memo up in 16th place. Christoph stalled.
Christoph chasing still behind the big GTR Godzilla of Daniel de Villiers, who is in 4th. And Christoph having a better race of it here, as is his other teammate Paul Fenter down in 9th place, and Chris Wall in 10th. So the LNR boys, all of them in the top 10. Into the hairpin. Yes, sir.
I do believe that any time Paul keeps it out the wall, it's a better race for him.
Indeed, that's another way of putting it. And he is putting a huge amount of pressure on Blichnote's Mustang.
I must say, I also quite like the sound of the Aston Martin.
Yes.
The first car I drove was actually the Aston Martin.
Yeah. That's my vehicle of choice at the moment.
I'm gonna go and do some time in the Porsche.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're a brave man, dude.
I know. That I know. So a person who's putting up a brave face, Henry Platt being chased by Ruan Heineke. They've crossed the line with Ruan doing 0.6 of a second quicker than Henry Platt. In the definitely the nicest looking livery out on track today.
50-50. Christoph Pedersen. All right, down we go. It's I can't see that. It's
in
Chris
Mouton.
Heineke. There we go.
It's in Mouton racing with my name's Jeff behind, but then just ahead in the a green Mustang.
Etienne Mouton absolutely misses his braking marker by a decade, and LaRue and Gomez both sailed by. Etienne completely missed that braking point.
And that can only be just watching the mirrors, with Memo now having Mohamed Musa right behind, which has allowed Chris just to tag on a little bit behind.
Yeah,
and
the man on the move at the moment, Mohamed Musa for sure. He has passed the best part of 16 cars and is looking as strong as usual.
Let's see, positions gained up 13. Sure.
Sorry, my math's bad. He's in 17th. You're right.
Well done. We'll have to having a look
Absolute
around the
trust.
outside. Yeah.
Wow.
Memo saw him coming, had it all sent, let it stick, and away he goes with Memo now under pressure. But I don't think that this Porsche is going to have the legs just to close up on the Mustang heading down to turn 1.
Watch this. Chris is in the draft and he's getting into Veronis' head. Hard on the brakes, and Chris outbrakes himself and runs a little bit deep into T1 and falls back onto the racing line, and through they go.
Run within half a second still of Henry Platt. Still not able to find a way. But now coming into 15th place, who's now within a second, is Andre Serodio. He's going to be joining the little couples race ahead. Just seen a message here from Tyron Marburg say, damn, we love ACC server. So I'm assuming, Tyron, that's you being kicked out of the server?
Yeah, that's unfortunate, Tyron. However, I'd probably say, considering 29 cars are still here, that's probably your fiber operator that dropped you there, sir.
Oh, it's Robert battling with Mazi Van Dondo.
And Ruan Heineke just got a mirror full of Serodio on the brakes coming into the hairpin, but no contact. But they are all nose to tail. Platt from Heineke from Serodio. And Andre looking to try and make moves, as is Ruan up ahead of him. Ruan gets a great drive out of that turn.
Oof, that's actually a pretty decent. That should be able to put him in striking distance once they get to turn number 1. And it does look like Andre just lost out a little bit there.
Henry Platt moving around on the main straight to try and break the toe from the Ferrari. And you can see he's put about 3 or 4 car lengths as they get down to T1.
My name's Jeff in 20th place, trying to close up on Vietia Buerta. And Jeff, comparative to Vietia, 0.4 quicker. So Jeff is closing up, another person closing up, and Sean making some way is closing up on the back of Etienne. We saw Etienne going a little bit wide into turn number 3. And again, that's him into turn 4 and a little bit wide there with now Sean right up behind him. And Sean going around the outside. I think that might have been some internal comms. Etienne saying, you are going quicker, you might as well take the place.
Yep,
Ruan now,
definitely.
Ruan 0.2 of a second. And as I say 0.2, it then jumps to 0.3. But that Ferrari very, very much in the rearview mirror of Platt's Ford. Jeff looks like he's been able to go around the outside, then to the inside through the complex, and has been able to make that stick as they now go towards turn and number 13. Great move there.
Good clean pass, and looking and watching the radars by both drivers respectively. Nothing changed up ahead, although the deltas are close, but Christoph still following in the footsteps behind the Nissan, and behind him Jason Farmer hanging on to 6th place.
And this is around the outside goes Andre Serodio. How he got that car to slow down and turn in, but he's been able to move ahead of Ruan. I know Ruan's going to try and fight this one back, but with Andre being on the inside, he is going to have that earlier entry. Ruan coming back is going to have to just back off as the door gets closed.
Super close proximity driving by these guys, but no contact. And now coming into turn 5 and out of the first sector, and off they go. Just watching up ahead, nothing changed anywhere of note.
What has happened is Mohat Musa has now joined the back of Ruan Heineke. So this Project Vapor sandwich is probably going to start applying a lot more pressure on Ruan, because now he's got the 2 Vapor drivers up against himself.
Yep, it's a complete SARCO sandwich with the Project Vapor boys.
Oof, Rowan going a little bit too deep, whether it just braked a little bit too much. Mohat on the brakes, a little bit wide as he put that throttle on. Let's those lights in your rearview mirror are definitely not pretty.
This is like Musa. He's right under the wing of the Ferrari. I think Rowan's sitting duck right now. And the BM moves up the inside as they come past the start tower. And that pass is done into T1 on the brakes. Moat has got his braking points on point. And he slots himself up into 15th place.
So
Taron on YouTube saying,
how many guys
that's
have
a snapper.
cutting the last sausage chicane?
Yep.
Well, if you get it wrong, it's going to hurt you. You get it right and you can get away with the track cuts. Well, good on you. Oh, there's only 5 minutes left of this race. Where did it go? Oh,
his flash by Chris with Varonis. Chris in his Porsche and Varonis with the Mustang, and he's still ahead. Chris definitely bringing the fight to Varonis.
but what's happening is that Varonis has now got Chris, he's now got Jeff, he's got Vierter, he's got Sean, and Gomez are all starting to close up. Oh, we got Mr. Terry Wolford saying, hello, sorry I'm missing this. Mr. Wolford, you are currently out of country, so we really appreciate the fact that you're able to join in and come and say how's it, so thank you.
Those added sound effects.
And there
Jeff goes.
My name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff. He's probably doing that in the car now. Jeff.
As Sean Lorero now gets that place ahead and moves up the order. But here we go. Chris looking for a way around Agamemnon. And these guys, Agamemnon did a 147. So exactly what you were saying earlier. You definitely drive to the ability of your opponents. And currently, Memo is doing everything right to keep Chris behind him.
Yep. Jump up ahead to 14th for me. Muad Musa closing in on Henry Platt's Mustang and bringing with him Andre Sorodio.
And we have missed this because Gideon Renner in third place is trying to get himself ahead of Brandon Kruger. And these guys still in the high 43s, but almost matching themselves lap for lap. Christoph is also trying to find a way around Darren Miller. Donald de Villiers. Sorry. I don't know how I get them wrong. And there's Jason Farmer behind in 6th place, who also started in 7th and is up 1. So pretty much what he did last race.
As they come through that complex now, and you'll see that Nissan just has the legs on Christoph Pedersen. He closes in through the windy sections, but he doesn't have anything down the straight. Watching just up ahead, Renner still following Kruger, so no change for second and third.
Sean Domingo in the BMW for Project Vapor, trying to find a weakness in the armor of Chris Wall, currently in 10th. Is there going to be a late send into turn 1? No, there isn't. Understanding you can't just send it because you have to get that car prepped for turn 2. Then
Chris Heinecker. Oh, here we go. Let's see if he gets into the head of Varonis up ahead. And he's going to move out just to rattle him a little bit. There he goes. And that was a send from a long way back. And he's made it stick. I think Varonis avoided him, dodged him, and Chris sends the Porsche up the inside. Here we catch the replay now. And Chris is going, I'm going, and I'm still going, and I've gone. He licked it and sent it, Dylan.
Sure. Now I think it was only because Memo had got on the brakes probably a little bit earlier than Chris would normally.
Agreed.
That's
just
not the leader. That is the leader.
Just drop to second place. that's how close he gets through the windy sections. Gideon Renner trying all that he can throughout the corners, but Brandon Kruger manages to hang on, and onto the main straight they come. And the Ferrari is definitely in the tow, but the pull of that Mustang is just never ending. It just keeps on going, and he hangs on to his second place. There you see how Renner closes in under braking, and he's a lot more agile through the corner.
Vettier on the back of Lorero, who still has Agamemnon and my name's Jeff behind. But a great battle between these four currently underway. And what's happened down here? Timothy Gomez down in 25th place. He's got Tyler Scott and Muzzy in 27th, with Robert down in 28th place. But our race leader, Philip Minot, attacking that curb at turn number 11.
Yeah, another demonstration by the Matt Minot. Quickest lap, a 1:42.1. And he comes over the line and takes heat number 2. Looking back in second place, it's still Brandon Kruger from Gideon Renner, and I think that's how it's going to finish.
And that it is as they approach the line. Kruger crosses the line in second, with Renner in third place. Daniel de Villiers comes home in fourth, with Christoph Peterson in fifth place. Then Jason Farmer sixth, Blocknote in seventh, followed by Jude Neville in eighth. Paul keeps it out of the wall for ninth. Chris Wall also keeping out of the wall for 10th place. Isham 11th there for him, a great drive. Gerry van Zyl in 12th place. Henry Platt able to keep the challenges of Ruan Heineke at bay. Andres Rodio and Mohat crossing the line. Looks like there was a little bit swap in the team orders there. Mohat finishing in 16th. Sean Lorero 17th. Vettier in 18th. Agamemnon 19th. Great drive there for Agamemnon. My name's Jeff in 20th. Then Chris Heineke 21. Brandon Holtzhausen 22. Darren Miller 23. Etienne Maton in 24th place. Tyler Scott 25th. Timothy in 26th. In 27th, Jabulani, and 28th there for Robert, with Tyron Marburg currently in the pits.
Yeah, there we go. So, pretty much first, second, and third as it was in the first heat and second heat. We're just going to wait for our drivers to come and join us in the commentators booth, and we'll get to hear their perspectives.
And while we do that, let's have a little word from VA Auto.
And Audi car owners looking for top-notch car service and repair without breaking the bank? At VA Auto Repairs, we're the VW and Audi specialist you can trust. Our expert team ensures quality repairs and maintenance with a guarantee of satisfaction. From brakes to engine overhauls, we can handle it all. Your car is in good hands. RMI approved, we deliver excellence at fair prices. Your safety and satisfaction, our top priorities. Book your car service today. Visit our website or call 011 315 4001. Don't forget to quote SARCO when making your booking. VA Auto Repairs, your trusted partner in vehicle care.
So thank you guys. An absolutely fantastic second race. Not too many incidents in the beginning, but once again, shame. Poor Christoph, just getting tagged at the back there. Fortunately for him this time, not spinning all the way around, and is able to hang on there. We do have Brandon, Gideon, and Philip with us. Let's start with you, Gideon, third place there for you. Just not able to find a way to close down on the Mustang ahead, but it did look like it was quite tricky out there this evening.
Yeah, the Mustang's straight line speed is insane. I feel like I'm getting the exit on him on the last corner, but still he pulls like I think 2/10 on the straight, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, I can clearly feel I have the Ferrari definitely has an advantage on the other parts of the track, but it's impossible to overtake. But
And
still,
Alan,
I'm happy with my
Alan had actually picked it up. Is that coming through the back complex? Is that you'd basically get right within 0.2, but as soon as you get onto that main straight, it's almost as if by the end you're going to have the 2 or 3 car lengths difference.
Yeah, no, it's actually insane. I've checked the relative times, and I think it's close to 2/10, even if it's not even more on the straight that it pulls. And I'm in slip, which is crazy. But all in all, it was a very fun track. They're quite slippery at the last sector to try and follow so close. But no, all in all, very fun.
No,
Good
awesome.
team racing, man.
Great drive there for you. Let's go to you, Brandon. Obviously having a little bit of that advantage that you've heard there from Gideon, but it looked like your Mustang was a little bit hooked up, but through the twisty stuff, it looked like it was just a little bit loose there.
Yeah, no, the tires fell off pretty quickly in the cold for me. It was strangely a lot better manageable in the hot race. And I just became a loosey-goosey in the cold race. Yeah, Gideon stayed on me quite well. I was thinking we'd have a little bit of pace to just keep with Philippa there, but no, he pulled like he was very good. It's unfortunate I had contact at Tier 1 with Christoph. We were alongside into the braking, and then Brixham on the inside. I was just a little bit long on the brakes. I wanted to give it to him. I rode as much curve as I could, and unfortunately I clipped his right rear fender. So that was very unfortunate. I see you got taken out twice in in turn 1.
Yeah,
so, very unfortunate for him. Two bad races for him, unfortunately. I feel it. But yeah, race 1 was also quite tricky. We were stuck behind Jude. It was like a 4-car pile-up, just happening also in the last few corners. I braked sufficiently, and then Blickies came and he nudged me, and then I nudged Gideon, and then Gideon nudged poor Jude again, and it was a accordion there, unfortunately. But two very fun races, fortunately.
No, absolutely awesome. It was great to definitely watch from our point of view. Let's go to you, Philip. Back-to-back qualifying. It looks like you're not scared of putting down those fast laps anymore after your first qualifying stint. Feeling confident in the one lappers now?
Yeah, we had the same structure in IES with one of our LFM Endurance series. Every single qualifying was Super Bowl, and it was 3 qualifying sessions. So you had a lot of pressure because every driver in the team had to do quali. So I mean, the pressure is really not there, to be honest. I'm so used to it now. So yeah, I mean, it's just smooth sailing for me now in quali. It used to be a problem.
Cool. And just in terms of keeping it on the track, any issues just catching up with some of the back markers, or it was quite plain sailing for you this evening?
No, it was pretty smooth. I think the only gripe I had today was with the setup. I think I just had a bit too much front. So I had that terrible tire in the end. If I could just drop the right, I'd slightly on the rear, it would have been perfect. But other than that, yeah, no back mark issues, no track limits, nothing. So it was pretty chill.
Right. Absolutely awesome. From quali to double win, well done. Clean sweep here for you. And then going into the last race, the double pointer at Spa. 2 pit stops. I'm sure you're looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah. The Stang is a monster on Spa, so I'm looking forward to that. I think we have a really good setup there as well. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. I like Spa. So,
right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. A great drive there for you. Alan, anything from you?
All good, man. Yeah, well done, Philip. Again, a demonstration race for you. Incredible lap times, and well done, sir.
Cheers, thanks.
Well, a big thank you to all of those that joined us on the stream this evening, guys. Thank you very much. It is your support that definitely helps us keeping this happening for you, as well as a big thank you to all the drivers, our sponsors from Lekker Rubber. Don't forget to go and check out their socials, as well as if you do call them and you make use of their services, quote SARCO to get your special discount, as well as our friends at NAG.co.za. Their winter edition with the Assassin's Creed Shadow editions are out. There are the 2 copies. As you can see, I haven't opened them yet. I just still love this, the smell of this. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love them. MSI, thank you very much for the components that I have in the machine, as well as ALM Solutions. I know that they haven't been part of it, but they have definitely helped us. Via Auto Repairs, as well as Celtic Tuning, guys. Thank you very much for all the support. Alan, we will be back next week for the finale, the double pointer around Spa, 2 pit stops, and we go back to strategy.
Yeah, it's back to the Ardennes Mountains. I have been there. I've been to the 24 Hours of Spa. It's an incredible track, legendary track. The drivers love it. And again, it's going to need a good setup because it comes with a mix of high speed and technical sections. But with the double pointer, it's going to be a huge round next week. So don't miss it. You guys need to be there.
Alan, thank you very much to everybody. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. And all I can say is keep practicing, keep racing. And thanks for watching. Yos.